All right. Good morning, everybody. It's been an eventful morning, to say the least. I've been up since 2 o'clock. I did a video for the homesteading YouTube channel this morning. I haven't published it yet. I was waiting for it to render so that I can get my thumbnail out of it, so I'll put that up later today. I've done a few videos this morning already. I woke up at 2 because of the cats, but I made took good advantage of that, and I watched the latest episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the first episode of the new season of Foundation. Got the reviews out for those this morning, so if you haven't already done so, I did a Wares Merchants Buying and Selling video guide for Baldur's Gate 3, followed by Stranger Worlds Episode 5 from Season 2 and Season 2 Episode 1 of Foundation. So both those reviews are out this morning if you guys want to take a look at those. And then I thought I was going to sleep for a little bit because I was really tired. So like, oh, 7:30. I was going to start streaming at like 8. And at like 7:30 I got really tired, so I thought I'd lay down for a little bit, and I got about, I don't know, 15 minutes into my nap, and then both of the neighbors decided that they were going to go out back and start like, I don't know what they're doing, like moving shit around and banging on things and cleaning their chicken coops and cleaning their pig pens and just noise, noise, noise. So I did not get my sleep. So I'm a little underslept right now, and a little grumpy and really tired. But I can't sleep because my neighbors are making too much fucking noise. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a stream. So welcome everybody. What's up, Victoria? And then in the middle of all that, as I'm prepping my stream, Chris comes in here and cut 2 of her fingers with our kitchen knife. I still don't know how. She just told me don't ask. Just put band-aids on it. So she cut the tip of her thumb. I mean, she cut herself good. It's pretty gnarly. So she's got band-aids on both fingers. We're gonna change them in a few hours. She says it's the neighbor. She says it's the neighbor's fault because the neighbor was wanting to borrow tools, and it's like, we don't know you. I'm sorry. Nope. So she's in bed right now. Chris is over here. Do you feel comfortable with me turning the camera, or do you not want to be on camera right now? Here, I'll turn the camera. Because she's got a couple of cats. And then there's Chris with her bandaged fingers, and she's just going to lay there on her phone because there's not else she can do this morning. And then in the middle of all that, Frodo was just in here. Frodo is one of the other cats, and he decided that he has the zoomies. And he got a hold of, Chris is eating a sucker, and he got a hold of the plastic of her sucker, and he started running around the room with the wrapper in his mouth. Like, jumped up, almost knocked the TV off the desk, almost knocked my laptop off the desk, almost knocked the modem off the desk. So it's been an eventful, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. People are saying hi, Chris. Oh. All right, we're gonna get some more Underdark. I'm drinking my 4th cup of coffee because I'm like, fuck it. If I'm gonna be awake, I might as well get amped up, and let's go do some streaming. So I don't remember. I think we left off at the Minotaurs, didn't we? Oh no, we did the Spectator last night. That's right. And I think we can go ahead and take out the rest of these.
Indolence breeds madness. To battle.
I've never worried about using poison here real quick. Coat weapon. Yeah, that's right. I did cook everyone with a fireball last night. Was it last night or yesterday? I don't remember. It's been a blur. I think it was yesterday morning. Yeah, I didn't stream last night. I thought I was going to stream last night. But then I decided not to because I was too tired. And, what's up, Graham? Alright, those are down. A little bit of free XP. Not that we need it because we're max level. Man, cooking people with a fireball is the way to go.
Ah, excellent choice.
You probably need to heal, buddy.
No time to dally.
Nobody else really needs a heal. I wish I can. How do I? Ah, here we go.
Take you.
All right, we're good. Yeah, no worries. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here. And I've been up since 2, so I'm exhausted. My hope is that I'll stream for a couple hours and the neighbors will stop doing yard work and then I can go take a nap here in a couple hours. Few hours. We'll stream for at least a couple hours as long as I stay awake. Do you need some You need a paper for your trash? Why are there 3 rolls here? Huh? Poor Sam. Did Lucas? Lucas is still hiding underneath the bed. Hmm. Notice that he stole my pillow? He's sleeping on my pillow. That is Sammy. There. Where did you find it? That's the one that Frodo wanted, that piece of plastic. Alright, so you have those 2 cats. Lucas is under the bed. I think everybody else is outside, so we're good. Alright, let's continue on around this corner. I don't know what we're going to find here. I think we can go down here.
This way.
Oh, there's another drow. What just happened? Fire damage? Saving throw gets an arrow from torch stock. Huh.
Darkness smite you. Flackets will be done.
I like Graham's comment. Dipped into some rum last night and lost the battle. I like rum. Chris and I both like rum. What's your favorite rum, Chris? What's your favorite rum, Graham? But what's yours, Chris? I kind of like that Bacardi Oakheart. That Bacardi Oakheart's pretty good. Kraken's pretty good. Kraken's not bad. Chris likes. She's nodding her head at Kraken. Kraken's really sweet. Like, I like Kraken, but you do not need to do anything with it. Just put some cubes of ice in it. It's good. Oakheart I like as well. It's Bacardi, but it's got more spices to it. It's pretty tasty. I don't know. Rum is not our #1 drink, but we both do enjoy rum.
No survivors. Open up. I spotted a trap. Move with purpose.
I'm gonna chuck a teddy bear on top of that. It wasn't heavy enough to do it. Alright, what else do we got? Also didn't work. What do I have that's heavy enough?
What am I to do?
A chain shirt? Oh, that was it. I just needed to find something heavy enough to do it. Alchemist's fire, I'll
Worth
take
grabbing.
that.
Never a dull moment. Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Somebody's already got a backpack on top of it. Graham says he also likes Kraken typically, but it's too sweet. Yeah, it is sweet. Captain Morgan Private Stock? I don't think I've ever had that. Ron Zacapa 23 rum. Don't think I've had that one before, Milden.
Best be on my way.
Man, that is a big old...
A long way to go still.
No one back home will ever believe this.
I see it now. Crap, where did it go? Nope, nope, get back, get back, get back. He's not gonna be able to... Oh, fuck. What did I just stumble into? I may need to do a quick load here. God, I haven't quick save either. See, I don't know what's blowing up right here, because I could... There must be another trap. Hold up. Load game. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of vodka. What's up, Babylonia? I like scotch. Scotch and whiskey. My number one thing is wine. I'm a big wino. I like wine and weed. Like, seriously, I'm a very simple man. Wine and weed. Those two things, I've been content my whole life with those things. I'm very content with those. But I like good wine more than anything else. I mean, Chris and I used to drink 4 or 5 bottles a week. Like I used to drink 20, like 15, 20 bottles of wine a month. But I mean every day. I like wine every single day. A couple glasses every single day. Just like an Italian, just like when you're in Italy or you're in Spain or you're in Greece, wine. Wine is like water, I like good wine. I don't drink expensive wine. I drink good, just run of the mill, you know, wine, But I do like good scotch, which is expensive. And I like rum. We both like tequila, thankfully, where we live. Um, I feel like I should get a feather fall here. We're going to try something different. Gale, where you at, buddy?
Your desire.
Can we make it all the way down there? Check this shit out, guys. We're just going to bypass the whole trap. Woo!
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
That was pretty freaking awesome. Screw the traps. We're just going to jump down. Piccolo, champagne for kids. Probably my favorite drink, though, guys. My favorite drink is probably vermouth. I like vermouth. Like a good, dry, white or red. I don't care. I like vermouth. Chris made fun of me because when we went to Spain for 3 months, we were working for the tourism board. But champagne, wine, vermouth, it's all really cheap. We were getting great bottles for like $5-10. Because it's all local. And I was drinking vermouth. I remember that one place we had in, was it Villa del Mar? I don't remember exactly what pueblo we were in. She made fun of me because I had like 4 days in a row where I woke up. We weren't doing any driving for a few days. We were just on the beach and we were doing a bunch of contract work at this little beach town, which was doing hiking trips and stuff. So I was in the morning, I was having breakfast with coffee, and then at about 9 o'clock, I would just uncork a bottle of vermouth. I'd drink the whole bottle with a chunk of cheese, some olives, and some chips, some potato chips. And then it'd be 11 o'clock, and I would just be totally sauced and just be like, I'm going back to bed for 2 hours. Wake up at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'd go do our photography and videography stuff. But I like vermouth a lot.
I need to find a way forward.
What the hell do I have that's encumbering me? Probably everything. Dude, salami counts as a melee weapon. Check that shit out, guys. It's a camp supply, but it literally says melee weapon, 1d4 bludgeoning. Proficiency unlocks concussive smash. I can literally I can concuss somebody with a with a sausage. Whiskey is medicine. I agree, Bubbaloni. I like good whiskey, man. Couple fingers a week. I can't do. That's probably one of the reasons I don't buy a lot of whiskey anymore because it got really expensive for about 2 years because that was when I was working with Hidden Compass and I had it was really good money was coming in, so I was blowing like $500-600 a month on whiskey, and I wasn't doing I wasn't doing a couple fingers a week. I was doing like 3 or 4 fingers a night. I'd have about 4 fingers a night, like 2 tumblers every night before I went to bed, and I would sleep like a rock. Here we do. I think I don't know that I've showed that bottle off yet. The Campo, ¿cómo se llama Campo Azul? What are we drinking, Chris? That big bottle, that big 3-liter bottle of agave. It's agave, which is it's the same plant that tequila is made from, but it's less distilled. So tequila is like 50% or whatever it is. Agave is like what is it like 16 or 18%, which is more than wine but less than mezcal, and mezcal is less than tequila. So it's mezcal is in between the regular old agave and tequila. So this is like, but it's a lot smoother than tequila, and it doesn't have that 50% or 40% or whatever it is. Salame. What else do I got here? That shit weighs 1, 2. That weighs the spider egg sack. I'm gonna chuck this and see what happens. That's a big egg and it weighs a lot. Oh, so they're actually on my side. They're companion pets. I wonder how long those last. Until we rest or until they die? Let's do a quick save. I've never seen that before. Ooh, I just quick saved for some, that was an auto. That was an auto save.
Here goes nothing.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's the Bulette, and I just jumped down. That's not a good time to jump down. Fuck. Hold on.
Hila. I'm hit.
Where the hell? Where is Shadowheart? Is she underneath all that?
A hand.
I won't die like
Oh
this.
my god, this is gonna hurt so bad.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Good thing I quick saved. Where's the Bulette, guys? I don't even see it, and I don't see Shadowheart. There's Gale. Oh, there she is. Gale was literally standing on top of her.
Take you. Take you. Take you. Take you.
Oh my god, he's down here by himself. Oh no! Good thing I quick saved before this fight. Man, there is nothing to do here. Let's do a flaming sphere and hope that that's enough to distract it. Can I please jump away?
Let's finish this.
Victory is assured.
Okay. It's occupied with the sphere. That sphere's got 50 hit points, so this is equip the sausage. Sausage only run. Ottawa Todd says about the digital deluxe. Nice. Can you send to camp from the underground? Yep, you can, Ottawa. Ottawa Todd, you are full of shit if you think that I put the 31st as a launch date. I'm very sorry, but I'm going to call you out on that because I never once said. I'm probably the only person that's been out there on the internet telling people that the 31st was not true. Ever since the panel from hell, I told everybody, it's not true. Don't believe the Reddit thread. Like, literally, go watch my streams, Ottawa Todd. I'm going to call you out on that. Don't put words in my mouth because that is absolute malarkey. I never said the 31st was a launch date. I was out there telling everybody not to believe the 31st is a launch date. And then as soon as they announced on the 21st that it was actually August 3rd, I made double sure to remind everyone with that the thumbnail on my video is that no, it's not the 31st. Confirmed to be a rumor. I put out a YouTube short. Confirmed to be a rumor. I was in my comments on YouTube telling people, don't believe the 31st. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. I am going to call that one out. You might be mistaking me with somebody else, but I never said that.
Don't get too close.
Talk to me. On I go.
I did not, Graham. This is what Chris told me. They're asking if I went and got the bottle of whiskey for my celebration. And my wife literally told me, do you want a car? Do you want a car? Don't go spend $70 on a bottle of whiskey. Keep saving for your car. So my wife is very frugal. And we're going to go get a bottle of tequila is what she told me. So I did not get whiskey because I can get tequila for 20 bucks. I would rather have whiskey, but she's not wrong, you know. Fucking hate it when your wife is right. Shut up, Chris. She's over there in the bed right. She says, "Do you want a car or a bicycle? You choose." I like McAllen. I love Talisker, like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old Talisker. The interesting thing about the Isle Scotches is they've got that they have the peat moss, so they have that peat moss smoky flavor, which I really like. Glenlivet's pretty good, like a 12 to 15-year-old, and I like Tullamore. Tullamore is pretty good as well. Those are probably my favorites, like McAllen, Glenlivet, Talisker, Tullamore. Those are probably my favorite Scotch whiskeys. I do not like bourbon. I don't like bourbon. Yeah, I don't know Victoria either. It was absolute bullshit, and it drove me nuts because those, I don't know, there was a couple of streams we were streaming right after the panel from Hell, and I had all these people in my streams, and you'd get 10 or 15 people saying, it's the 31st, go check the Reddit thread. I went and checked the Reddit thread, and it was a stupid little, somebody had put together a Discord screenshot as some sort of proof that it was launching on the 31st, and I literally went out there and told everybody that's a rumor, don't believe it. People do silly things with rumors. I've never had redbreast. Bubble Only says I'd rather have the scars are overrated in the city. I would rather have the scotch too. Alright, I am going to go ahead and attempt.
Guide me.
Oh, come on. How can I not make that jump? Well, I guess we're shooting only. I have a 25% with a bow. And I have a 25%. Well, at least with this I can get him in an acid pool. Ooh, that one has a higher chance.
Never a dull moment.
This thing is going to jump around a lot, so I'm not going to attempt. Alright. Kahina says, just finished Baldur's Gate 1. The end fight was hard. Reminded me why I don't like real time with pause. I like real time. I prefer real time with pause. I'm not a fan of. I'm not as big of a fan with turn based. I much prefer the pause based. But one of the things I like about Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 is you can set up the AI for your characters. They don't have AI on the characters here. That's one of the things I really like about those games is being able to have the AI and just be able to set your characters up to do what they're going to do. That's the thing, Bubbaloni. I haven't needed a vehicle in so long. I haven't had a vehicle since 2007 when I sold my truck and got rid of all my tools and quit working construction. And I never needed it because we always lived in the city. And we don't technically need a car where we live because we can walk to the grocery store, which is 20 minutes away, and there's readily available public transportation. But we live in an area that is richly diverse with tons of Mayan ruins and stuff, and Chris and I would both like to go out and get the drone out of storage and just go see a bunch of stuff. But you need a car to do that kind of stuff, so that's and to go to the city, it is a little bit of an inconvenience when we got to go to the city because it's a 2.5 hour trip if you take, public transportation. You can get there about 1 hour and 45 if you do it on your own. This one can actually jump a little bit. Can I bite? Not enough resources. Oh, I probably could have jumped all 4 of them down here. Well, I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. All right. So Victoria, my wife, is twice your age, and does not have a driver's license. The only time Chris has ever driven was when we were up at the ranch in Missouri a couple years back. I've got a video clip up on Facebook, I think, of Chris driving through the field in the beat-up old Toyota pickup truck from the ranch. I think it's Ian Anderson, the guy behind Jethro Tull, doesn't have a license. He's in his late 70s. He's never driven, never needed to, being from the time he was a kid, living in the big city and then becoming a, working in the music industry. And it was always, you're getting ferried around on buses, trains, planes, etc., private drivers and all that good stuff. He never needed a license. And I think it's, Ricky Gervais talks about how he doesn't have a license because why? He can't drink and drive. He's like, why would I bother to have a license if I can't drink and drive? I love to drink. I would prefer to just drink and pay someone to drive me around. And the nice thing about being in the biggest city, like Golani was saying, you can just get Lyft, Uber, whatever you want, Did he just acid blast me? Is he gonna dive? Motherfucker. Path is interrupted.
With ease.
What should I do?
Well, you should. Alright, I need to get her down if I can. We're gonna come in from behind. Oh, her, whatchamacallit wore off. Featherfall. 30% is all I'm gonna get. Oh, I set myself on fire at the same time. That's lovely.
Still breathing, despite everything.
I am a noob. It's immune to being knocked prone. That's interesting. Oh, it's gonna run. Hijo de puta madre. Pues eso es un momento de...
Which way to the nearest library? Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Erlark says, I'd love to go to Mexico to explore the old stuff, but due to my skin condition, I'd need to be double coated in sunscreen. Well, I don't know what skin condition you have, but I'm a white boy in Mexico. Now, I have all sorts of hats. Some of them you've seen me wear on stream, like my black hat I wear on stream all the time. I got some sombreros, some big hats. I have to wear a hat when I go out. I got my first skin scare in the city because Mexico City's up around 3,000 meters. Excuse me, 2,500 meters. I think it's like 2,700 meters altitude. And I got lazy about wearing a hat. And I got a sun blotch one time. I went to go see my dermatologist because it freaked me out. Because it was like the size of my thumbnail on this side of my forehead. And thankfully it was just a skin blotch from the sun. But ever since there, I've been religious about my hats. It is gone. I don't have the blotch anymore. But It made me scared enough. I went to the skin doctor. That was like 4 or 5 years ago because it was like, oh my God, what? How did this happen? But I was walking around for like 3 days in a row out in the sun with like 2,700-meter altitude, thin cloud cover, and I forgot what it was like when I used to live in the mountains in Colorado. It's not actually, the sun is not that big of a deal in most of Mexico. It just depends on where you live. Obviously, the beaches you're going to need to be. Um, dun, 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 dun. Bubbleonia talks about city driving becoming a pain. Yeah, dude, Denver is not fun. Big cities suck. Boulder was nice. Ottawa Todd says thought turn-based was the default for. It is the default for BG3. I wish it wasn't the default. I would much prefer pause-based, but Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were pause-based. Yep, there is a lot of verticality here. Do, 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 do. Not sure what you're referring to, Kahina. Marketing speech for Starfield. Up to 5 days. The premium edition of Starfield comes with 5-day head start access. I may or may not have been one of those people, Bubbleoni, because I used to have a Jeep. So I just roll around with the top down and going up and down I-25. Yeah, it's like 75 and I'm doing like 50. Just, but I much prefer Highway 85 coming out north out of Denver because no, it used to be Highway 85 was not. It wasn't that bad when I first moved to Colorado, which was 96, 97. And then by about 2000, 2001, even 85 was just gridlocked, bumper to bumper during morning rush hour and evening rush hour. There you go, Ulrich. Nothing wrong with a little bit of rain. Yeah, I have really light skin because of my heritage is Finnish. I have a lot of Finnish in my system, so I'm a light-skinned. I like the cold. I'm from the north, my Viking heritage, so to speak. But I did bronze up a little bit after like 8 years of living in Cancun. Just walking around every day to go to the grocery store and stuff, I eventually got a slight tan. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I can't take any short rests. I'm gonna have to waste some camp supplies. I think that's if you ordered anything physical for Starfield. I would understand it that way, Babylonia. Up to, oh, I understand her wording now. Okay, up to 5 days. Yeah, but I pre-ordered the digital edition of Starfield, so I just pre-ordered the premium edition yesterday, so I don't have to wait. It'll just be whatever the download is, and you could it'll pre-download probably a day or two before on the Xbox. Might even download like a week before. I don't know. Um, so I should be able to. I theoretically, I don't think my video has come out yet. I recorded a video yesterday about my decision to go ahead and pre-order the Starfield Premium Edition, which I previously I was just going to play it on the Game Pass, and I decided to go ahead and pre-order the Premium Edition so that I could get the 5-day head start, plus a whole bunch of other reasons. There's a video coming out. Maybe it's Monday or Tuesday. I don't really remember when. It's on the page as a premiere, so just go search it. Make sure you click the notification. But I am going to talk about that. But yeah, because I have the digital edition, I don't do anything physical. So the way pre-orders work with digital editions on the Xbox usually or PlayStation is just, a week or two before it'll pre-download everything, and then you're ready to go as soon as they unlock everything. I should be good to go. And it says it has a launch time of 6 p.m. August 31st. So theoretically, I'll be starting to play and stream Starfield on the 31st. Graham says, how long have I been in Mexico? How long have I been married to Chris? I have been in Mexico since September of 2010. I met Chris in December? of 2010. We went out on our first date in January of 2011 on my birthday. I actually remember that. We went to California Pizza Kitchen. And we got a big old pizza. We shared a pizza. And that was like our first kind of like official date. And then we got married. I'm gonna get yelled at if I get this wrong. October of 2013. So this is gonna be our 10th year anniversary this October. So we've been married almost 10 years here. In a couple few months, we'll be married for 10 years. So I've been in Mexico for, you know, 13 years almost. I've had permanent residency since 2015. Was when we got back from Spain, right? So when we got back from Spain, I got my permanent residency. So I've been a permanent resident here since then. I could go get my. We were actually thinking about doing it. I could go get my passport and get naturalized and become a Mexican citizen and get like, you know, a passport and everything. But I haven't done it because I gotta go to Mexico City to do it. I gotta go back to the city. It's like a year long. It's the same for anybody who wants to become a citizen in the United States. You gotta have fluent capacity of the language. You have to know the national anthem. You have to know all the history. It's like a year of studying and classes to get ready for it. And I've just never seen the reason because there's really no difference between permanent residency and um, citizenship other than I get a passport and I can vote. Well, I don't really, it's not that big of a deal to me if I vote or not. I'm one dude. Um, and I don't need the passport. So it's like, at the moment, I don't need the passport. You never know. But yeah, I'm too far away from the city right now, and just it's not a big deal to me because I can own property. I have Mexican bank accounts. I can do everything I want to do. I can work legally. I can do anything I want to do with permanent residency. And the nice thing about permanent residency here is that once you have your permanent residency, you can come and go as you want. You can stay out of the country for 3 years, come back. Nope, there's no time limits. But the moment that I get naturalized, then there's time limits, and they tell you that if you're outside of the country for X amount of days within so many years, and it's a lot of time. Like it's a big window of time. But if I wanted to go spend like 4 months up in the United States this year, 3 months next year, 2 months the year after that, and then another 6 months after that, the accumulated time would contribute towards too many days outside of the country, and they'll tell you, oh well, actually you're not actually living here, so why do you need naturalized citizenship? So it's a weird. There's no reason for me to go beyond permanent resident. No, I am not, Todd. I'm gonna play the Circle of Moon Druid.
Another step forward.
All right, we're gonna do a full rest here. Married 2014, says Graham. Ruby. Balboni says, I got the physical edition with the watch. Man, that watch is so sweet. Ashley says 70s and 80s when driving stone was never a problem. You know, I never had any issues in Colorado. I did have issues in Missouri and Kansas when I was growing up. Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. I remember at one point in time, we'll say weed because I don't want to say the M word because you can never know what YouTube's going to flag. Um, the devil's lettuce. It used to be so illegal in the state of Oklahoma that a single seed could get you thrown in jail. It's so stupid. I'm so glad those days are beyond because the idea that a simple seed from a plant can get you thrown in jail was crazy. So yeah, Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, Oklahoma, that's where I grew up the first 15, 16 years of my life. It was a big deal. Then I moved to Colorado when I was like 16 years old. And Colorado, I'll never forget, I was probably 18 years old and I walked into a grocery store up in Steamboat Springs. And I was like, man, somebody's got some really good kind nugs on them. And like I'm looking around going, why does it smell so strong? And like the guy, like two people in front of me in line to check out at the grocery store, he just had a big old fat sack hanging out of his back pocket, and it was just like hanging out, and I was like, man, I like this state. And now, of course, it's legalized almost everywhere, so it's great. Um, 30 days in the hole for seeds and dust. Yeah, Charlie, it's nice. It's a very interesting time to be in Mexico too, because they've been the current president has been trying really hard to get it legalized recreationally. So 3 years ago they started um, all of the um, legislation in the government about 3 years ago. And so the first step was it's been decriminalized here for years, like it used to be in Canada. And then the next step was they increased the amount that you could carry and decriminalized it even further. And then 3 years ago was when they said, all right, we're going to put the legislation in place to start legalizing it completely recreationally across the country. So um, they started legislation for farmers to start growing crops, which are government approved. And then 2 years ago, they furthered that legislation and started working on getting all the permit stuff in place for the dispensaries to be able to start registering their businesses in association with the official farms. And it's all regulated, it's all taxed and everything else. And then last year, they put in place an additional measure, which is that any citizen of Mexico can go to the government and can fill out an application. It's pretty much a guaranteed um, all you have to do is fill out the paperwork, but it's a guaranteed right to have it's the right to grow your own for your home, and you can have up to 5 plants. But you have to go fill out the application so that you're registered with the government that you have it in your home, and it's very strict. Like you have to show them what kind you're going to be growing and etc. And then they also started working on the legislature for the sale of through the dispensaries. So I would anticipate this fall is going to be the next step, which should be the final permit stage for all the dispensaries, and then maybe next year they'll start actually opening dispensaries and legalizing it recreationally. So it's been interesting to watch those steps happen because I watched it happen in Canada and Uruguay was another country that recreationally, federally, on a federal level, legalized it recreationally. Canada, Uruguay, other countries like that. So that's what they're working towards here. So it's really cool to see that happening. And then in the U.S., of course, every state's a little bit different, but yeah. Ooh, there's a chest here. Probably traps. Let's see here.
Right tool will do the trick. Bunch of empty boxes and spider webs. Guess Lolth's cultists haven't been back here in a while.
Drow studded leather armor. Let's give that to Lazelle. Ooh, basilisk oil. Turn a petrified creature back to its organic form. Ooh, there's a note. Dark Mother, Weaver of Destiny, offer us a blessing to slay your foes. May they be strangled by the threads of fate and dyed red in your image. Loth be praised. Is that better than what you got? No, it's not. But it looks cool. Can Shadowheart wear it?
Faith protects me.
That's not as good as what I've got, but I just want to see what it looks like. Come here, Shadowheart.
Let's try this way.
Oh, look at that armor, everybody. Hold up, we're going to open her up and then examine. Oh, that drow studded leather armor looks so cool. I want to come get that for my ranger. Oh, that looks amazing. Oh, that's so cool looking. With the look at that rapier, by the way. That rapier is so cool. It counts as a rapier. It looks like more like a saber.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
I guess it's not a rapier. What is it? It's a scimitar. Never mind. Why did I say rapier? My brain is not. It's because I've been awake since 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired.
Have a lot on my mind and,
All right, let's
well,
quick save.
in it.
Yeah, that's pretty good looking stuff.
Can't slow down.
All right. All right, hang up. I gotta go answer a comment here. I got a troll saying something at me on YouTube. I gotta go answer here. Not in this channel, but on one of my videos. I love my trolls, man. Trolls never understand that I get paid for views and interactions on my videos. So I'm happy to troll them right back because they keep coming back wanting to win that fight. And they keep wanting to comment, win that fight. And it's like, let's go. Every time you come back, I get paid a couple more cents. Not a lot, but it adds up over time. All right. Cuomo, that's a good question. Cuomo says, don't you have any problems with detecting traps and opening locks without a rogue? Not, I mean, here's the thing. The rogue is always going to have a better chance at detection and a much easier time at opening things because they have high dex and they get bonuses because of that. So it's much easier. And I have had plenty of encounters on other characters that are not rogues where I can't open the chests or I set off the traps. I would say that you can definitely open some of them without a rogue and get past some traps, but if you really want to get past all of them and have the best chances, you need a rogue in your party for traps and locks. But you can get by some of them without. But that's the same thing in like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. You know, basic, um, a little bit different, I should say, because in up till I think 3.5 edition, you had to have lock picking skill to open a lock, and that was only available to rogues. And they've since broadened it a little bit to be a dex check. Um, so everybody has simple locks and trap stuff, but you really will need that rogue high dex to do it. And theoretically, because I've done this with my ranger, the ranger can also handle traps and stuff kind of reasonably well. It's very interesting. Victoria said, saw someone complaining in your comment section. Dude, that's happened to me like 5 or 6 times in the last couple of weeks, and I just literally tell those people to piss off because the early access has been out for 3 years. Larian themselves have published videos about almost all of these encounters. I am not spoiling anything by producing content around this stuff that's been out for 3 years. So when someone says something like that, I immediately am just like, yeah, get out of here. That's ridiculous. Yeah, actually, I didn't have any problem with my sorcerer. It worked pretty well. All right, I need to check one more thing here, and then we're going to keep going. Yes, a high dex bard is absolutely capable. All right, I think we're good to keep going. One more thing to check. Gary says, morning late to the stream. Hey, man, I wasn't going to stream this morning until after I had my nap, but you're good. No worries. You're not actually late. We're hanging out because I'm waiting for my neighbors to finish their yard work so I can go take a nap. Yes, people who don't want things spoiled should. Somebody came on the video the other day, and I think Ancient Entity replied to them because someone came on my video. I don't remember who it was, and someone was saying something about how Fextra Life, is that his name? Fextra Life or Fex Life Gaming or whatever his name is, um, had spoiled a bunch of Act 2. But literally his video, I went and looked at the video in question. I didn't watch it. But you can go to his channel and the video literally has a huge fucking screenshot, a huge thumbnail that says Act 2, etc., etc., etc. And I'm like, it's really easy not to spoil it. Don't fucking watch it. Like, if you don't want Act 2 spoiled, don't watch the Act 2 videos, you know? Um, I think there are some people probably who are just offended because of the thumbnails, and they're like, "You're showing a story moment in the thumbnail," and I'm like, "So does Larian Studios. So go bitch at Larian Studios if you want to complain about someone spoiling something." Like the whole, owlbear fight has been like promoted by them and the tadpole fight and the Githyank. Like, I brush those comments off. It's pretty easy to ignore those folks. It is what it is, says Bubbaloni. I agree. I agree. All right, let's see. Let's keep clearing the map. Oh, it looks like I could jump over here somewhere. Can I actually make that jump? I bet I can if I use Featherfall. What is over there? I bet if I jump down, though, I won't be able to get back up. So let's maybe clear in the other direction. There's something down over here. Are you watching my stream, Chris? I hear my voice at the corner of the room. It's really weird when I'm sitting here. You're fine. You're fine. You don't have to turn it down. I was just like, why am I hearing my? Is there like an echo? Because I watch. So for those who don't know, I do have two monitors. I have the laptop over here, which is I have Streamlabs on the laptop over here, and then I have the game over here. But I watch my chat on my phone, everybody. So this is how I see what you guys are saying. It's literally in front of me like this, propped up against my monitor. So it's right in front of me, which is a nice. I like this setup. I don't mind doing it this way, but sometimes I'll forget to turn the volume down and I'll hear myself echoing. I thought that's what it was, but it's actually Chris watching. That's funny. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the views. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. I just got the middle finger. Oh man. Oh. All right.
Let's get on with it.
Can I hit one of these things from here?
Darkness Purpose guide my hand.
What about that one? I probably can't hit that one from here. Oh, I can? Boom. Man, she's got some range on those fireballs. Ooh, something over there. That's a dead drow. No, that one's too far. Alright, let's quick save.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Do you want to change your bandages or are you good? Is it leaking or are you good? Let me see. You don't have to get up, just show me your hand. Alright, let's change those at noon. Let's change them at noon. Did you buy a new box of band-aids the other day? Alright, I'll have to go look, find out where they're at. Yeah, you can if you want. Chris is asking if we can mess with the cats and wake them all up because they don't let us sleep at night. Why should we let them sleep during the day? Dude, get down. You don't have to. Alright, let's see here.
Maybe I need more pockets.
Yeah. What just happened? Oh, that frackin' Bulette, man. He just ran by again. Let's chase him down.
A step. There's tunnels everywhere. Who would dig these? And why here?
That's a good question. Let's go find that Bulette, guys. Should I quick save? I should quick save again. Babylonia says, right, 6 months ago, Mel comes in and says, why is Renfail on my computer? You liked and subscribed, baby. I already did what, Ashu? Sorry. Oh, the spectator fight. Yeah, I did that yesterday. Yesterday we did that fight at the end of yesterday's stream, and it actually went really well. I'm going to be cutting that clip out and publishing it as a boss fight in the next couple of days. But we came in and we wrecked everything with fireballs and other stuff, and it was an easy fight. Like for level 5, the spectator was super easy. I did not expect it to be that easy. What's up, Mujin? So the reason I've been up since 2 o'clock is because of Leia. So Leia we're not sure what her problem is, but at night, and it's been going on for about, 2 weeks now? She just started doing this about 2 weeks ago, Leia. She's how old is she? A year and a half old now? She comes in the middle of the night, and it doesn't matter if we're in the bed in the living room or if we're here in this room with the door closed. She will either jump on the bed and get right in your face and just start meowing at you, or she'll come to this door and she'll just start scratching and like jumping at the door handle and just meowing horribly until you give her attention. You give her attention, she calms down for 30 minutes, and then she does it all over again. And she doesn't want food, because you could give her food, she just kind of sniffs it, eats a couple bites, and then jumps to the chair, calms down for 30 minutes, and then comes back and does it again. So the only thing we can think of is that she's like having attention, like she's being very needy for some reason. But it's been like 2 weeks every fucking night at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and neither one of us are sleeping very well because of it. It's getting very annoying. Last night, so Chris didn't get any sleep the night before last. So last night, I slept in here, and Chris slept in the other room, and Chris was like, you were like unconscious all last night because you finally were. Yeah, you were finally catching up on sleep. So Leia woke me up all night long, and I got tired of it. I went to bed at 8:30, woke up at 11 because of Leia. She wouldn't stop, so I literally just picked her up and put her outside. But the problem is they can come in and out as they go, because even though the back door's closed, the front door, we have slatted windows, so the windows are open and the cats just jump in and out through that window whenever they want. So a couple hours go by, and then she wakes me up again at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that when I was just up again. I did find the Phase spider, the one I punted down the shaft. I found the corpse of it earlier, or yesterday during yesterday's stream, Eugene. I found the corpse. Buenos dias, assassin. Nathan says early morning stream for the win. Yeah, man. Every once in a while I do these. I try to do these around this time. You know, 2-3 times a week. I try to do streams in the morning like this, um, so that our European friends can join us. When I found Halson, did his reference? No, he did not reference that I was a Faith Warden. He did not. So I was a little disappointed in that. As far as I'm aware, Todd, you are, again, don't quote me on this. If you read Community Update 21, it's very specific in the wording. The wording literally says that they are hirelings. They are not origin characters. You can only create an origin character. You cannot create a party of origin characters. You can create one origin character. It's either a custom character or you're picking from Astarion, Shadowheart, Lae'zel, etc. So you are, as far as I understand it, you are not going to be able to create a custom party from scratch because they are specifically referred to as hirelings, and they also use the term mercenaries. So as far as I understand things, you'll create your custom character or choose one of the existing origins, you will get into the game, and you will then find the place, whether it's a tavern like it usually is, where you'll be able to hire the hirelings or the mercenaries. And it also says in Community Update 21 that those hirelings are fully customizable and can be respec'd at any point in time, just like any other character. So you'll be able to multi-class them, change their class, other things. But there are, as far as I understand it, there are 12 of them, it says. Um, each has their own name, race, and class to start off with, but you can respec them as you see fit. But they are, you cannot. This is the thing. I'm not quite sure why people are getting hung up on this. People are like, I can't create a custom party from scratch. This sucks. That's not true. You can totally create a custom party from scratch, but you have to get into the game with your original character first, then hire the hirelings. As far as I understand things, we will know more in a few weeks, but that's the way it works as far as I understand it. I mean, either way, you're creating your own party, right? But that's the other thing I think people forget. Baldur's Gate is not Icewind Dale. Icewind Dale was the game that you start off, you create a party of 6 random adventurers. There's no companion system, there's no romances, there's no storylines, there's no NPCs. It's just your party of generic adventurers going off and doing things. But Baldur's Gate has always been about you create a character and then you find companions to join you on your adventure. The fact that they are adding hirelings to the game was something that actually surprised me when they announced it, because I did not expect that to be the case. You don't have to do anything with the origin characters if you want to. You can just leave them at the camp or just not join them or not have them come to your party. You can just ignore them and go get your hirelings and go from there.
My faith will guide me.
Still breathing, despite everything. Anything of use? Half this drow's body is crushed. Must have fallen from pretty high up.
One favor, one faithful servant. That's all I summoned. No more, no less than Malice Duerden ever had, or indeed the mother of lusts herself. The Ochlol was quite the sight in all its forms. I'd read of its foul odor, but I found it intoxicating, like rose water. So it smashed a few artifacts. Hissed to the master. The Archmage should have revered me for such a conjuring. And Streddy threatened to curse me, to make me a Drider. Ha! My time will come. Soon I will return to Menzoberranzan and sorcery. Then the Archmage will worship me, and I will be served.
Well, apparently you died, buddy. Ooh, speaking of rum, everybody, a couple bottles of rum on that skeleton. Fragrant fungus stew, favorite Dwerger dish. I would assume if people want to go that route, Ulrich, yes, they will probably be able to manipulate the multiplayer component using the hack that people have by starting multiple clients and then logging out of them. That's probably the only way to do it that way.
With haste.
Methinks I spotted something.
What did I just spot? Well, I guess maybe the fact that we can jump up here.
No hesitation.
I wonder how long this went overlooked.
Alright, so he can't even see him sometimes.
Reaction. I found something.
Oh, you see that shit? She fell off, man.
Best to watch my step.
So that's probably how the drow died, as he fell. Ooh, what's
I
that?
found something.
Oh, maybe some of these are illusions? Because they disappear after I see them. You see that shit? Alright, I'm done. I'm done with that. Like, she's taking so much fall damage, we're not going to try that anymore. Besides, I'm assuming that just leads to an exit, because it's, What is that? There's like a glowing thing that's... I'm not able to move my camera around. What is that? A mushroom circle? Well, damn it, now I want to get up there. Yeah, there's no way. Hang on, where's Shadowheart? Quick! Go, 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 go! My short stacks aren't going to be able to make it up. What is over here?
Got to press on.
Oh, they both failed their investigation. They don't know what this mushroom circle is. Oh, cinematic pending. What is this? What just happened? I'm guessing that's... Whoa, what just happened? It ported us down?
Vlaakith's will be done.
By the way, who has...
What are they?
Well...
Breathe deep and move.
Well, I don't have any more coffee. No, Chris, I'm fine. I don't need to drink anymore because I'll need to go to sleep
Scorch
soon.
marks. Eyes keen and ears open.
Scorch marks? Oh, this is that, that tower with that nasty fight at the top. Well, I can tell you how I did this the other day, which is I ran, I separated Lae'zel and I had her run around, and then she went all the way down to the bottom of the tower, went into the inside, and came all the way up and opened the door. That's how I did this last time. I'm not going to do this right now. That's another thing we're going to do later. Let's go down over here.
The camp looks abandoned.
I can assure you it's not abandoned. There's definitely nasty stuff down in here, bro. Oh.
That's curious.
Was he literally just looking at the necklace? Was that the only thing he was looking at? Huh. What is this? Oh.
That's curious.
Oh, that must be coiled rope over there. I was thinking it might be a symbol of magic on the ground or something. I don't need any of that. None of my characters are. Spoiled treacle tart. Dude, why did you jump up on the... He's so short he has to jump up on the box to grab this supplies. Can we light the candle? Yay! Simple boots. Alright. Arrgh. I'm gonna go bio, guys. I'll be right back. Dun, 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 dun. Punt Gale off a cliff for science, says Pablo. Indeed, Ulrich, I found her body the other day. Nathan says, I'm going to use the basic bitch build for my first playthrough of Rage Tank Barbarian. Playing PS5, so I haven't been able to do any early access, so going to use it as a sacrifice build. Gotcha. I don't think I've ever let them kill that goblin. Ever. I've always stopped them. You didn't order anything, right, Chris? Do you want to get a pizza? Because I have super hearing. She's literally asking how I heard it with my headset on, but somebody just, one of the delivery scooters just went by and I heard beep, 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 and I'm like, pizza sounds good. All right. FYI, folks, I may or may not stream tonight. We'll see. Normally, I play Sea of Thieves with my brother on Friday nights, but his Starlink cable broke. So this is a funny story. So anyway, I might stream tonight. It depends how I feel when we get around to the evening and if there's a storm. Last night, guys, oh my God. Normally the storms roll through at like 4:35, sometimes 6. Last night, what time was it, Chris? Like 8 o'clock, 8:30? We were in here getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden we hear this horrible, just like racket. And I opened up the door, and it was just like huge gusts of wind and pouring down rain. And all it was like one by one, all of our cats came running in from outside, and they were like running full tilt. Leia was coming so fast that when she hit the concrete slab of our house, she just like slid through the living room into the hallway. But those are the things that knock our power out in the internet. But my brother's Starlink cable, he got his Starlink a couple months ago, and it's been working pretty good. But he didn't bury his cable because he's been too busy with farm shit. So he just laid a cable out on top of his yard. But it's a part of the yard they don't mow it back there. It's like 150 feet from the house, his pole and everything else. So he just left it. Well, their horses got out like 3 or 4 days ago with the storm, and apparently trampled the cable, and he doesn't have any internet right now. He's on a backup solution, which is like a 25-foot cable out to the picnic table, which means it's under the trees, so he's not getting a good signal right now. So tonight I won't be playing Sea of Thieves. I might stream tonight as an FYI. Pay attention to the Discord for links. I'm not quitting right now. We're gonna keep going. I'm just randomly talking for a few minutes. I'm watching chat go by. People talked about killing the goblin. Barbarian being something that a lot of people enjoy. Um, and then I think this weekend I'm going to work on some people had requested some lore videos, so I'm going to probably work on some lore videos over the weekend. Um, I don't I think there's only a couple more build videos that I'm going to do between now and launch, because what I've been trying to do is all my build videos have like a pre-launch edition on them, because that separates them in terms of SEO and everything else. So once the game actually launches, I will then redo all of my guides throughout the month of August. Um, so we'll get new class guides, we'll get new race guide, new guides for everything throughout the month of August, and those will carry me through until the end of the year, and then I'll probably redo all the guides again next summer, perhaps. Just depends on traffic and everything else. Pablo says evening stream confirmed. More than likely, it will be confirmed. However, I will also say that Chris and I have not watched an episode of The Witcher in like 3 or 4 days, and I need to watch an episode of The Witcher with her because we've only watched the first 2 episodes of the season 3, so we need to get caught up. So we may end up watching The Witcher, but that might just happen this afternoon because now Chris is laid up in bed with a messed up hand, so she's not going to be doing a lot of stuff that she normally does today. So she's on recuperation duty, so we'll probably watch a show. What's up, Frodo? I see you looking at me. You guys want to see something cute? Here, go look at Frodo. He's like watching me from. He's over there with Chris. He's like looking at me. Oh, now he's like, I want to go, Mom. Hopefully he doesn't get the zoomies again, cause. But he. Hi. What's up? You want to come here? Why are you talking to me down there? Come here. Did you just jump down from Mom to come over here and say hi to me? Do you need food or something? Come here. Here. Come here. You're a good boy. Yes. Row. Oh, purr, purr, purr. I think you're hungry. You want to get some food? This is Frodo. He's Mommy's boy. He's bonded with Mom more than me. He's purring really hard right now. But he's Mommy's boy. He talks to me a little bit. He talks a lot to Chris. He is a very vocal boy with Christina. You see your mommy? What are you doing? Are you a big vocal boy? You want to get some food? You want some snacks? I got some chicken liver in the fridge. You want some chicken liver? You ready? Come on. I'll be right back, everybody. He's asking for food, so. Yeah. No, just with water. It's fine. You want an ibuprofen? Good? Alright. You do need to go watch, Gary. The season 2 opener of Foundation was frickin' amazing. I watched it at like 4 o'clock this morning. It was really good. Yes, Ulrich. That's one of the reasons I don't like turn-based because it makes everything stupidly slow. But the only reason I like the pause-based so much is because of the AI element that you can have in Baldur's Gate 1, 2, Dragon Age Origins, etc. And you don't have that here, so you have to do turn-based. But it slows things way down. And as far as I understand, Kahina, that's true. They said in the panel from Hell that they have over 300 combat encounters in Baldur's Gate 3, and they are all of them handcrafted. And they went through and enhanced every single encounter for tactician mode. So there's extra bonuses during tactician mode, but they said over 300 encounters in the game, and they're all handcrafted, which is ridiculous to think about. Pablo Jansen says cat food time. Yes, he got some tuna with some dry food. Yes, the squirrel that bites your fruit, Gehenna. I love that little squirrel. It's awesome. Ulrich's like, poor squirrel in my Dark Urge playthrough. Wonder what happened if you jump in the tree. Oh, that's a good, interesting thing. Yeah, I woke up at 2, so I watched episode 5 of Strange New Worlds and then immediately went into that. I watched it, reviewed it, then I went and watched Foundation, reviewed that, published that. Then I think I went and made some more coffee, and then I came back and the buying and selling guide went live this morning. And then I went from there, and Chris made pancakes, so I had a couple pancakes. I didn't have to water the yard this morning because it rained last night. And then I just came here and I tried to sleep, and that was when the neighbors like decided that they were gonna start doing yard work. Plus side, the neighbors are done with yard work, so whenever we wind down here, I will go take a nap. So Gary Bell says, "Do I pre-order Starfield or wait? That's a really tough call." So I'm gonna go look at my schedule because I know I have a video coming out on the subject, and that might help you make a decision, Gary. So on the 17th, which is Monday morning at 6 a.m., I have a video coming out called Starfield Premium Edition: Why I Changed My Mind and Went All In. Because I have Game Pass, and I was going to play it on Game Pass, and I decided to pre-order it. There's a variety of reasons for that. But I would say make sure you watch that video on Monday morning, Gary. I would say for a lot of people, if you're not a content creator, there is zero reason to pre-order Starfield. That would be my um, unless you're someone like Babyloni who wants the collector's edition with the watch and everything, then it makes sense. But the collector's edition is different. You're paying for all the collectibles, not necessarily the game. But if you're just gonna play Starfield, you don't care about the collector's edition, and you're not a content creator, I would say just wait. Like it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? There will be bugs at launch. They're going to be doing patches and everything else. So it really, from a monetary standpoint, especially if you're going to just go with Game Pass, you know, um, rock on, Gary. I only have one ship. Whatever ship that came with I Kickstarter back Star Citizen way back in the day. Like, what was it, 2012 or something? Um, I backed on Kickstarter for like $40. So I have whatever was the basic ship that I got with my Star Citizen pre-order. And I've played that alpha 4 or 5 times. I think I've jumped in about every 18 months to every 2 years I've jumped in. And the performance has always been such shit that I've never wanted to. I've just been like, I'll just wait until it's done. I'm not in a rush for Star Citizen. I didn't like Elite Dangerous. I tried to like Elite Dangerous, but it didn't. I need a story. I need storyline. One of the reasons I couldn't get into Elite Dangerous is because there's no guiding storyline. It's just go forth and explore, and maybe you'll find something cool, maybe not. Maybe you'll just be a space trucker. I need story, and that's one of the reasons I like what they're building with Squadron 42. Is you have a whole cast with Mark Hamill and all these other actors, where theoretically, if it ever comes out, we will be getting a very very fun Wing Commander type cinematic game with that space combat stuff. I actually don't care about the Star Citizen side anymore. Like when they first pitched it on Kickstarter, it sounded great. And I was like, I can't wait because I loved Wing Commander, I loved Freelancer, And I like the idea. And then they decided to separate it out and have Star Citizen be the online thing and Squadron 42 be the single player thing. And I kind of went, well, I'm super interested in Squadron 42 and I don't really care about the online thing so much. I'm sure I will enjoy it if and when it ever comes out, but it's so remote that it's not even remotely on the horizon. I would estimate that they're going to spend another 10 years in development. So I'm just like, whatever. Um, I don't care. I mean, I love the newsletters and I love all the updates, and it's cool watching people play and stream and put out clips, and it looks great. It's coming along, but it's just so far away from launch that I just, it's not even something I pay attention to. Graham says I bought a huge ship to carry my friends around about 6 years ago. Now we all have kids and wives. Total waste. I mean, it's that's, yeah. I mean, it's legit. It's been forever. Yes. So Graham says unoptimized to the point where it's unplayable. Yes. Correct, Graham. I do not understand why Squadron 42 has been so delayed either. Every time I turn around, they're just like, we got to build new tech. We got to build new tech. We got to build new tech. It's just at this point, I'm going to say something here. So Mujin is going to know what I'm talking about because he actually saw the video that I published on this topic. For various reasons, I took the video down. I won't get into the reasons why at the moment, but let's just say that I published a video maybe, it was at the end of last year, where I criticized a certain game that I'm not going to mention right now. I will say that I can say this. I criticized Pantheon, and I criticized Pantheon. I criticized Star Citizen. I criticized any game that is in a perpetual state. This is gonna be a rant, everybody. So strap in because we're gonna talk about this before I continue on any further here. Here's the thing with like games like Star Citizen, Pantheon, Ashes of Creation. Point to any crowd-funded early access title where they're asking you to spend thousands of dollars to enter and access the content, right? These companies have no incentive to ever release their games. And my brother is the one who actually made this comment, and I used his audio clip when I made this video, and it offended a whole bunch of people. But when you look at this, these companies have no incentive to ever release their games. Why? Because in early access, there's still hope. The game's not being reviewed, so it can't be a good or bad game because it's not actually a launched product. It is an in-development project. So there's hope. So they can continually have people buying into hope, buying into hype, bringing in money from people who are helping fund the development. And it's always about, believe in the vision, come join the vision. Our vision is so amazing. It's they always preach about the vision, and it feels to me like a cult. It feels like a religious cult because they're stringing people along with this thing. Now, whether or not these companies are actually, I don't think any of these companies are necessarily purposefully doing anything wrong, but they're also definitely exploiting the fact that they are continually stringing people along with hope, and they're always moving the goalpost and saying, well, we need another 6 months for this, and we need another 1 year for this, and we got to do this now, we got to do this now, we got to change this, we got to revamp this, it's going to be another 6 months, delay, 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 delay. And some people who are okay with that continue to go along with it, and therefore the games have no reason to launch. Because here's what happens: the moment you launch your title, you are now officially live. The moment you're live, you are now reviewed, and people can review bomb your game. And the expectation of a launch product is completely different than the expectation of an in development product, because an in development product is always hopeful. It's going to be the best thing. It's going to be the next best thing. It's going to be the best game I've ever played. It's going to be the thing that I've been waiting for. And then it comes out. It doesn't give you the satisfaction. Now you're upset. You spent X amount of dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, whatever the case might be. I talked to somebody who spent $6,000 on Chronicles of Illyria, and they genuinely felt like it was one of the worst feelings they've ever had in their life about losing $6,000 to a company that strung them along with hope for 7-8 years only to not deliver anything. And the worst part about it is if you read the clause, if you read if you read the terms of service for these companies who are taking money from people for an early access product, it is not a pre-order, everybody. It is not a pre-order. It is not a pre-order. The terms of service literally state that these are you are donating money. Just if I were to give you money tomorrow, hey, here, go buy a pizza. Here's 20 bucks. Go buy a pizza. I trust that you're going to bring me a pizza back, but you might not. You might bring me a pizza. It might not be the pizza that I ordered. But there's no actual contractual obligation for you to bring me that pizza. I've just given you the money. Or maybe you need the money for something and I'm just like, here's 20 bucks. I'm never going to get that 20 bucks back. And the terms of service for these crowdfunded games have clauses in there that literally state that these are not actual pre-orders and that the companies can literally never deliver the product. They can change the product at any time without any notice to the person who gave them the money, and that the money is literally flagged as a donation. And as a result, these companies have no incentive to ever actually release a product because there's no actual contractual obligation to release something, ever. There's literally no contractual obligation. Whereas with a traditionally developed game, you have an investor or a developer, and there's money put in. There's milestone payments for objectives completed. If you don't complete the objectives, if you don't make the milestone, you don't get paid. The team doesn't get paid. That's how it traditionally works. But with the moving goalpost of crowdfunding, you can keep people in this perpetual state of everlasting hope and feeding them the new ship, the new thing, the new class. We're going to revamp the bard. We're going to revamp the druid. We have to do this. We have to change the graphics. We have to redo the back end. We have to fuck off. Like, you guys need to just release these games. Sorry guys, you got me off on a tangent. Because people are getting paid salaries. They're taking people's money. Build the fucking games. Release the games. It's ridiculous. So much sunk costs in Star Citizen and way more. Moojin, just get some popcorn. Sorry guys, I'm catching up on the commentary here. Bubbliness says, I'm with you. I gave up on Kickstarter MMOs years ago. Ashes of Creation looks like good what it's released. Joshi says, so true. Kahina says, Schrodinger's game. Don't look in the box. That's fucking brilliant, Kahina. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm like F-bombing big time today. You got me off on a tangent rant. Graham, I appreciate you saying that. The reason I pulled the video was because it offended some people that I considered friends at the time, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to, I didn't want to offend my friends, so I pulled it down, and it ultimately didn't matter. But it's lots of different games. $3,000 for a spaceship, says Kahina. Joe Sheep says, Pantheon has taken so long I would love to sell my account to get my money back. Star Citizen is not close to launching. No, Star Citizen is 10 years out. It's easily 10 years out. Larian did early access right. Also, I would say another company that has proven that it can be done is Tactical Adventures, who did Solasta. They did a Kickstarter for like it was whatever it was, 1.3 or 1.6 million dollars. And then they went out and they built the fucking game and they delivered it in like 2 years of the Kickstarter. Literally. Like, they took the money, they went and developed the game, they launched it. Like, they did what they were supposed to do. But Tactical Adventures was also a company founded by game developers who had already developed other projects under a different company. They're a French company, so they already had 10, 15 years of development experience. It was just a brand new company that they formed specifically around Solasta. Michi says BG3 was supposed to release about a year after its announcement of early access. Yeah, I think they did say that, we hope to have it out with a year, but it might. I remember specifically Larian said, we hope to have it out, but it might not happen. Don't pre-order the game unless you're willing to be flexible with us. Larian was very open and upfront about that, which I thought was very, very straightforward, which is one of the reasons I immediately pre-ordered Baldur's Gate 3. So Solas is a good example of a company that's done it right. But I genuinely, I don't think there's anything wrong with spending 50, 60, 150, 200 bucks on something. Um, it's especially if you look at a project that's in early access and you can get your enjoyment out of it. But the idea, um, I'm looking at you, Pantheon. When you're charging people $1,000 to even be able to get into the early access, I can't get behind that. I can't get behind that. And Star Citizen, at the very least, you can spend, what is it, 40, 50 bucks and you get in. Baldur's Gate 4. When I bought Baldur's Gate 3, guys, I think I paid $40. Now it's 60. So I got a steal when I pre-ordered Baldur's Gate like 3 years ago. Comparatively speaking. But looking also, Chronicles of Valyria is doing, or not Chronicles of Valyria, Ashes of Creation is the same thing. I think it's like, is it $500 or $750 to get into the alpha? It's a ridiculous amount of money that they're charging to get into these games, and it's like, what the fuck are you guys smoking, thinking that people need to pay that kind of money? And that's where the copium thing comes in, that people joke about. These people are high on copium to be willing to spend thousands of dollars um, for a product that is nowhere near to being completed, and I'm over it, man. Um, Star Citizen does have investors, Mujin. City State, or what is it? City State? No, Cloud. I can't remember the name of their company right now. They've had multiple investors along the way. It's Cloud Imperium Games, I think is what it's called actually. Cloud Imperium Games. Why am I thinking City State Games? That's the City State is Camelot Unchained, I think. Anyway, Cloud Imperium, which is Star Citizen's company, they have had multiple rounds of investors. I think the big one was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. They had a $50 million investment from a pair of people who came on board and joined the board of directors. And that was supposed to be the final push to get Squadron 42 out the door, and then it never happened. Like it was supposed to be out the next year, and here we are 4 or 5 years later, and it still hasn't come out. So. Um, Ulrich said I didn't purchase early access for BG3 until April. Encased, Bubble says Encased was my last Kickstarter. It turned out fine. I'll do Kickstarter for Goodman Games, tabletop RPGs, but not for MMOs. EverQuest Next burned me. I think the last game I kickstarted a little indie project by this Canadian girl who's a solo dev called Blue. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called now. It's like a horror survival game that reminded me of like this old game I played in the 90s. But even she's like 3 years beyond her launch date now, and it's like I don't think that game's ever going to come out. She still works on it part time, but I only spent like 25 bucks on it. But it looked really cool, and the demo was awesome. So it's like 25 bucks, yeah, no worries. But I think that was the last thing. I think the last thing I backed before that was Pillars of Eternity. Baloney says I bought $600 passes for Landmark, gave them to my whole production team, having a great time, and then up in smoke. Never again, baby. Never again. I don't think it's sneaky, Kahina. Starfield having a story content gated behind a deluxe edition, because that's probably going to be a standalone DLC that they're going to sell down the road. So really, you're just pre-ordering that DLC as part of the premium edition. So if you look at it that way, you're just pre-ordering for a. Star Citizen has been in development for like 12 years now, or something like that. It's been a long time. I guarantee you the contracts, Mujin, I guarantee their contracts are open-ended with the investors. Um, so, and in some cases, there might be clauses in the contract where there's like a kill fee, where if they haven't released it by a certain amount of date, they have to pay the investors back. You know, there's investment is a little bit different because there are federal regulations binding those contracts. Those things all, anytime you do any sort of official investment with, whether it's private equity or you're buying into, a seed round and then Series A, B, C, that's all run through the federal government. So there are regulations in place to protect both the investor and the other side. So I can't speak to what those terms might be, but there's generally enough clauses in there that you understand that you're giving this company money and that it might not happen and blah 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 blah. But it's different than a um, it's different than crowdfunding a game. Yes, Babylonia. Starfield story content is coming expansion stuff, which will be available for purchase individually, like the Fallout DLCs. So that's why I was like, I'm happy to pay for it up front. It's all good. Ashu says current Kickstarter I'm in is Warhammer 40K. Yeah, but Owlcat is a proven, trusted studio. They've already done 2 Kickstarters in the past where they did the Kickstarter, they launched the product within a couple of years afterwards, and proved that they could do it. So, um, it's always very important to read that language, Kahini, because you're not wrong. It's very important to read the language, which is why I always tell people when it comes to crowdfunded projects, look at the terms of service because it literally says it's not a pre-order, it is a donation. The company can change the product at any point in time, which is one of the reasons why, by the way, no one can actually sue the guy behind Chronicles of Illyria because he's developing that whole land title game called something other Illyria, Settlements of Illyria or something. No one's ever going to be able to sue him because it doesn't matter what he did with the money as long as he delivers a product. It doesn't have to be the product that people originally signed up for in Kickstarter or that people pre-ordered. Excuse me. They didn't pre-order. That people donated for. It doesn't have to be the original product. They can launch a mobile game. They could literally launch he could launch a mobile game with the Illyria title, deliver it, and fulfill the contractual obligation between the people who pre-ordered the game and him, because the terms of service clearly state that, which is why that's why I didn't have a problem with like Baldur's Gate 3 because it's a pre-order. There's a difference. A pre-order is for a product, and there are legal things in place so that I can go to the Better Business Bureau, I can go to my state attorney general's office and demand, say, hey, this company didn't deliver. The state attorney general looks into it. Then there's fraud charges and everything else. It's a different story with pre-orders because there's legal paperwork in place binding them to produce. What do you mean losing their main creator, Mujin? I haven't been keeping up with that game for 6 months now, so I don't even know what's going on with it. Yeah, it's at least 5 years out, 6 years out. I think Ashes of Creation is probably 5 years away. Star Citizen's probably 10 years away. Which is why I'm happy to sit here and play my Series X games because I know if I pre-order something from a company like Bethesda, it might get moved. Like, here's a good example. I pre-ordered Cyberpunk 2077, and then it got moved back like twice. And each time, you know what PlayStation did? They refunded my pre-order. Every time the game got moved, I got my money back. And then I pre-ordered again, and then I got my money back. I pre-ordered again, I got my money back. That's the beauty of a pre-order. It's an actual product, and if it's not going to come out or if it's going to release, these companies like the Xbox or PlayStation networks will refund your money automatically. You don't have to file a petition. You don't have to contact customer support. I got my money back. They shifted dates, and PlayStation automatically gave me my money back. You think you're ever going to get your money back from Star Citizen or Chronicles of Illyria or, you know, Ashes of Creation? Chris is side-eyeing me. She doesn't like it when I rant about these things. Oh, Brad McQuaid. Yeah. No, once Brad died, Pantheon was vaporware at that point. That's my opinion. Sir Ulrich says, I'm curious if BG3 is ever going to have an effect on Dragon Age Dreadwolf's release. No. I think that EA shifting. That's the interesting thing about the broadsword move with Star Wars: The Old Republic is they're putting all the developers onto the next Mass Effect game and next Dragon Age game because they want those games to come out because those are big franchises. So I don't think we have anything to worry about. It might get delayed again, but I don't think Dreadwolf is vaporware. I think it's just they're going to make sure, EA is going to make sure that they don't fuck up the next Mass Effect or Dragon Age because Andromeda and Anthem were such horrible launches that BioWare's reputation is pretty tainted right now and they cannot afford another foobar. Bubbloni has a very good point, yes. Biggest problem with MMOs is the development cycles, and they change so much between the time they release, it feels like it's just an old game that can't compete. You're correct. It's absolutely true. Like, no one wants to play an old... Yeah, no one wants to play those games 20 years down the road. Am I hyped for Rogue Trader? No, but I'm gonna play it when it comes. I don't know if I'll play it at launch because I don't know when it's gonna release. I've slandered it. Slandered and I have talked a little bit about it. He thinks that Rogue Trader's looking like it's gonna be a 2024 release, so it's not even on my radar right now. When it comes out, I will highly enjoy it. I love their Pathfinder games. I think Owlcat does great things. I don't know anything about the Warhammer universe, so I'll be happy to play it. Because I'll learn more about the Warhammer universe. But it's not that I'm not necessarily hyped for it, but I will absolutely play it when I come out, and I know I will enjoy it because Owlcat makes good games. But I'm not actively following the development. I do follow their social media, and I do, especially on Twitter, I catch a lot of Owlcat's stuff. So I'm up to date with what they're doing. I've done a couple of videos on my channel about Rogue Trader, but I know it's so far out that I'm just sort of sitting here waiting, and I'll just when it comes out, it'll be cool. I don't think there's another. Here's my. So Mujin has a good thing. Do you think Star Wars moving to secondary company? Is there a new Star Wars MMO in development? I don't think there is, because here's the thing. Um, I can say this fairly confidently, given my. I'm not. I'm not a big name developer, right? But I do keep my toes in the field and at least dabble a little bit. And I do have information that the average consumer doesn't have. And here's something I can tell you. The MMORPG genre has been dying a very slow death for the last 10 years. And it's pretty much a dead horse these days. People don't want to play MMORPGs anymore. People want to play multiplayer, but they don't want to be bound to this idea of I got to do group-based content, this, that, or the other. They want, which is one of the reasons if you look at the last 3 to 5 years in particular, what is the most popular thing? It's not even battle royale. It's co-op games, co-op experiences with a small team of 3 to 4 players. The co-op has been the big push for the last 3 to 5 years, and I think that's the foreseeable future is companies building co-op titles which have either a single player and co-op or purely co-op experience because they can allow it to have a multiplayer component with perhaps a lobby, but there's no massively multiplayer thing because people just don't play games like that anymore. There's so much content out there to be consumed. No one wants to invest thousands of hours into an MMO. They might be willing to invest into like a single player title and do content creation or multi-classing and all this. So but the MMOs have been dying out for a long time, and they're just not it's not something that's really on anybody's radar other than a very niche audience. If you look at like who's into MMORPGs, the people who used to play MMOs back in the day. If you ask the average millennial what game they want to play, what do they want to do? They're going to say a PS5 or the Xbox. You know, they want to play console games. They want to play mobile games. They don't want to have to worry about these massively multiplayer things. So I don't think there's another MMO in development. From what I've seen and from what I understand, all of the resources that EA is putting into and Disney is putting into Star Wars is in these huge single player games like Star Wars Outlaws, Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order. The third game from Respawn is already in development in that space. Um, and I've heard that there's a Battlefront 3 potentially going to be coming down the road, which is going to be, you know, a big battle royale type thing, but it won't be an MMO. I don't think there's any Star Wars MMOs in development from what I've heard of. I would highly doubt that Dead Wolf is getting a 2024 release. I did play the Imperial Agent, Kahina. I played it as a good guy. It was like James Bond in space. It was a lot of fun. Ashley says the battles in Rogue Trader are intense and fun. Man, you guys are. This is great today, guys. I haven't even touched the game in like an hour. We're just shooting the shit. This is awesome. Bubblebunny says there's a rumor a few years ago about a Star Wars High Republic MMO. Bad move because they can't even sell the comic books. Yeah. By the way, I love Star Wars Republic, guys. I don't care if it moved to Broadsword. I will play that game until it goes up in smoke and sunsets. The only reason I'm not playing it, and for anybody who's been around my channel for a while, like Mujin and I were playing Star Wars Republic like the last 3 months together on Tuesdays. The only reason I'm not still playing Star Wars Republic right now is because they moved up Baldur's Gate 3 launch and Diablo 4 came out. So those two games kind of consumed me over the last like 6 to 8 weeks. And then Starfield's coming out. So the rest of my year's shot. I'm not going to be playing any Star Wars this year, but I'll definitely be back in Star Wars Republic because we bought the guild ship. I have my houses. I have a lot of stuff I still want to do in that game as far as housing goes. Deadwolf has been reimagined a few times, says Babylonia. I worry about perpetual delays in dev hell, but it'll come. The question is, did they do their brand justice or were they chasing trends? Yeah, that's going to be a very important thing. MMOs don't want to innovate, says Mujin, and that's the problem. Yep. Joe Sheep says MMOs cost too much and take too long to make, I think. Yes. I actually, Asmongold had a really good comment. I didn't watch the full video. I only watched a part of it. But he did a video the other day talking about how any developer who puts time into developing PvP content for an MMORPG is wasting their development funds because PvP in MMORPGs is it's a dead thing. It's been dead for more than a decade. If people want PvP, they're going to go play a battle royale, or they're going to go play Battlefront, or something like. They're going to play a battle royale type arena game. No one wants to play PvP in an MMORPG anymore, which is also one of the reasons I'm genuinely curious why Funcom decided that they were going to put the Dune MMO as a PvP game first. That really blew my mind that they decided to do that. Star Wars Eclipse is going to be a single-player game. That's already been confirmed, as far as I'm aware. It's a single-player, linear experience. It's a big story-based game. I actually prefer Dragonlance, Kahina. Forgotten Realms is okay, but I like Dragonlance much more. Babylonia says the Old Republic is my favorite Star Wars settings. I think I would agree with that. It's a really good setting. MMOs focused on raiding killed my interest in them. Don't blame you there. And that's what happens when you get me on a tangent, guys. Chris is... Stop laughing at me, Chris. She's laughing. It's all good. By the way, if you want more rants like that, everybody, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you're new here. Support if you can. Super chats, memberships. Keeps my bills paid, and it lets me sit here with y'all and rant like this instead of going and flipping burgers at McDonald's, because I'm not too proud. I would totally go flip burgers at McDonald's for 25 bucks an hour. I'd absolutely do it. Health insurance, a few $1,000s a month. I'm not ashamed. I loved watching there's it's a sad movie, but why am I blanking on the name of it now? It's when the dad breaks down and has like that midlife crisis and quits his job and goes works at a fast food restaurant because he doesn't want any more responsibilities anymore. He just wants to be brain dead at work. And then his wife has an affair with the real estate agent, and he's having the fantasy thoughts about the cheerleader at school, his daughter's friend. What the hell is the name of that movie? It was a big thing in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and I cannot remember the name of that movie now. Um, but I kind of feel that way in my middle age. Not the cheerleader thing, but the whole I don't want responsibility anymore. Like I'm happy to go be a brain dead peon for somebody as long as they're paying a good wage. You know, I'm done with all that shit. Dune is going to be like the Conan game. I think so. It's going to be interesting to see. I love Dune as an IP, but I'm terrified of how that game's going to turn out. Man, what is the name of that movie now? American Beauty. Thank you, Joe Valdez. That was the name of the movie. I couldn't remember it off the top of my head. Thank you, Charlie. Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's a sad movie, but it's a good movie. All right, let's continue here. I'm gonna try to do something. We'll do something here. I think we have to go up and around, or can I jump over here? No, I gotta go up and around. Waypoint. Woot! A wheelbarrow. I know there's bad guys around here, but I'm not really worried about it right now. Oh, office space. So, if you could come in tomorrow and work, that'd be great. Okay. Yeah, Office Space is a great movie. Watch your cornhole, man. Oh, Flare. Oh, Office Space is such a good movie. I haven't watched that in a long time. Also, is it Idiocracy? Idiocracy is Mike Judge just makes really good stuff. He's got a great mind. And as fun as Beavis and Butthead was, I liked King of the Hill more because I grew up with people that were like all the guys on King of the Hill because I grew up in the Midwest. And yeah, it was Texas, but I grew up in Missouri, and the people are exactly the same. But King of the Hill was way funnier to me than Beavis and Butthead was. Um, but I like pretty much all of Mike Judge's stuff. He's a pretty funny guy. We're gonna play that Baldur's Gate, man. We're gonna get down here. We're gonna go, man, kill them goblins, man. Dwargar, man. You know, he's another drow, man. Yeah, gotta get him, man. Boomhauer is probably my favorite.
I smell a trap.
Ooh, why do you smell a trap, Gale? What are we smelling, buddy? Well, I'm pretty sure there's Dwergar in this little room, if I'm not mistaken. Although, curiously, I don't see them at the moment. I could swear there was Dwergar in here when I was in here the other day. Oh, there he is. I see it. No? Yep.
What? Gek?
Got someone sneaking up on us.
Bubblini says I spent the first 8 months or so designing dungeons in 2019 for custom Conan Exiles server, climbing puzzles, boss spawns, Funcom. I love Funcom, but they make me nervous. Yeah. King of the Herald needs a revival? Yes. Ulrich says got a guy at work who reminds me of Milton. Will I regret picking a race without dark vision? Nah, I don't mind it. Hold up your palms. Oh, screw this. Attack. Why not? I quick saved. How quick can we kill it? Actually, hold up. Where's that other one at? He's over here somewhere. Oh, he's down here. I don't think I'll be able to get him with a hold person spell. No, because she's going to want to jump down. Screw it. They're surprised. Get him. Oh, did you see that shit? How much damage did I just do with my cantrip? I did 40 points of damage with a firebolt cantrip, everybody. How is that even possible? 40, so I did a crit. Attack roll was 20 and I did a crit hit. I rolled 4d10 and I maxed the roll. Holy smokes. That was pretty awesome.
I am fury. I am death.
Can I replicate it? How about if we jump over here? Oh, double attack. Pop an action surge. Double attack again. What else can I do to... I think that's it. Should still have surprise, though. Oh, there's something else down there. Oh, oh, oh.
Nemesis. I won't give in.
Target is too far. I don't think I have any ranged cantrips. What if I hit him with an ensnare?
And away I go.
Did I get him? You raise dead all you want, buddy. You're about to be toast. Oh, he's silenced. Oh, he's fucking invised. Did you guys see that stuff? He totally invised, snuck up, hit me with a... Alright, we gotta punt him off. See if we can't break the, not enough movement? That's not true. Alright. Oh, he saved first concentration throw. Alright.
I am fury. I am
Let's
death.
take this guy down. Yep, all your little dead go away. And let's pew pew this guy with an arrow. Oh, I only have a 2% chance? Oh, I can still hit him with Pommel Strike. Let's go. He's still saved. Wow. There must be an invis dude down there. Let's punt this guy. Oh, target's too far. Boo. I also can't hit him with a main attack here. Damn it. Oh, I can get him now. Only 12% though. And I missed.
Still on my feet.
Okay.
Don't waste a step.
Yeah, I can't really do anything. I wanted to shove him, but it's too far. Alright. Oh, he's gonna invis himself. Oh, and he jumped away. Oh, I wonder where he went. Shit. Crap. There is an easy way to do this. Hold up a second, guys. We're gonna do something fun here. Alright, you're down there. Thanks for showing yourself. Come up. Oh, please come up the stairs. Oh, please, please. Because you know what's about to happen? You know what's about to happen? You know? You know? Check this, guys. You can run all you want, but you can't hide. I don't care if you're invisible. Fireball's gonna get you. No! Gale! Gale! Gale just ran in the middle of his own fireball. But I got rid of the silence, everybody. I can't believe he made his save, so he didn't take damage from it. Yeah, Gale's living on the edge.
Come on, can't stay idle.
Let's hit him with a whip. Cantrips.
Bleed for me.
I missed.
Time to strike.
Oh, we're gonna jump, and we're gonna smash. Okay. Rage Bearheart. That's interesting. Cantrip time.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Cantrip.
Fall by my hand.
I love that whip, man. Knocks them off their feet for a second.
Time to strike.
Stop missing, Zell. Those be some dead Dwergar. Alright, let's loot up. What am I taking? Oh, she's bleeding. That's what she's taking damage from.
Assume nothing.
I'll take the fish.
Let's have a look.
Fishy, fishy, fishy. Oh.
Without delay.
Where's the other body at? Oh, it was in here. I killed him with the crit hit. That's right. What if you RP'd a human that had been born and raised in the Underdark and called him Bane? I was born in the dark. You barely embraced it. Oh, that's funny. 40-point cantrip, death by sexy, I agree. Why use leveled spells when cantrips can be so darn powerful? All good points. I don't see Renfail ever playing a monk, says Ottawa Todd. You're correct. I will probably never ever play a monk. I loved playing Wizards in second edition because this will talking tabletop for a minute, like going back to first and second edition tabletop with my buddy Ted. One of the things I loved about it was, you could here's a good example. No one uses this spell anymore. Dimension Door used to be super powerful. So one of the things I did back in the day, one of the coolest things I did was I was playing two characters in a campaign. One was a thief mage, and the other one was a half elf ranger. So I would load my ranger up with fire resist rings and a fire resist potion to max out his fire resist. And what I would do is I would have my mage cast a dimension door, and I would teleport the fighter down into a group of mobs, and he would go in the middle and get all the mobs. He would be down there rangering away, doing dual wield and 3 attacks per round at like level 7 or whatever it was. And then I'd be off in the distance, and the dimension door would stay open, and then I would rain fireballs down on the group, and I would just decimate the entire group. But because my ranger had fire resist rings and fire resist potions running, he would just resist, and I would just melt. I would melt waves of mobs, and then he would just pour it out. The other thing to do is, like, if you didn't have the fire resists, you could jump in, do a bunch of damage. As the fireball is coming, hit that dimension door and portal out. And oh man, second edition had some really cool stuff. I loved first and second edition D&D. There was a lot of good times. You're wanting to make a deep gnome wizard and call him Grogu. And he takes a nap whenever he uses a fireball. That's funny. I should quick save. Alright, I actually do need to go, why is my Logitech mouse freaking out every time I tab out of the game? My DPI resets every time. That's weird. That's a good question, Roger. I don't know. I haven't really looked. Matter of fact, I think I have that screenshot saved real quick with the spell stuff on it. Let me pull that up. Pretty sure I saved that somewhere in my downloads folder. I gotta find it first. Come on, where's it at? I know I... Oh, here it is. Spell list. Alright, let's zoom in. Oh, I can't pick just one, but I'll tell you one of the ones I know I love is Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is super awesome. Oh, here we go. Cloud Kill. 100% Cloud Kill. Cloud Kill is like one of the most coolest spells, and I know they've revamped it for 5th edition, but in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, excuse me, Baldur's Gate 2 and Icewind Dale, one of the coolest things ever was I would take my wizard, you run up ahead of the party, you drop a web spell, drop a Cloud Kill, drop an ice storm, drop a death fog, drop all those things, and then hit them with fireballs. Run away, whatever's left comes staggering out of those AoEs, and that's when you send your melee in and let them take care of the remnants. It's so amazing. So probably Cloud Kill. I'm looking at the list right now. Cloud Kill, Chain Lightning are definitely two. Disintegrate is a really good spell. Yeah, I think those are the ones I'm looking at right now that look really, really good. Insect Plague. That's another one for my Druid. Insect Plague was super powerful in 2nd edition. I don't know what it's going to be like for 5th edition. I don't think I've ever played a Druid in 5th edition. But Insect Plague was really good back in the day, so that's probably another good one. Good question, man. Good question. Go for the eyes, boo. Go for the eyes. Yeah, Gale's going to be a good storyline, Babylonia. So one of the reasons I want him in my party for my first playthrough, because I really want to find out what's up with his Mistra. You know, he fucked up. He literally says that he fucked up in his past, and that's whatever his little dark passenger thing that wants to eat the magic blue items, and it has something to do with Mistra, the goddess of magic. So it's because I'm pretty sure he had a dalliance with her, if I'm not mistaken. He actually had a relationship, or he attempted to have a relationship with Mistra because he fell in love with her. It's a super interesting storyline. Gale's going to be a fun. As a matter of fact, I never was inspired to play an origin character. I want to play my own. But if I were to play an origin character through the game, it would probably be Gale. And as a matter of fact, considering I'm doing this for a living now, I probably should consider a playthrough on an origin character at some point, if only to create really good content around it. And that'll probably be the one I do, is going to be Gale. Death Fog, such a good spell. That's awesome. All right, folks. I should probably go take a nap finally, because I've been up since 2. I think Chris finally passed out, it looks like. So I think I'm going to join her and the cats for a nap. Oh, Bubbaloni had a good point just now. If we should probably plan for an Origin multiplayer session or two. I could be down for that. I could definitely be down for that. Karlak might be a good choice to do from a multiplayer run. I don't have any interest in playing Asterion, guys. Like, he sounds like a fun character, but I'm not into the vampire thing that much. I could change my mind, because that's the thing. Like, from a content creator standpoint, you can do all the things because it's good content for the channel and it helps pay the bills. But from a personal standpoint, I think Gale and Karlak are the two that I think have interesting enough backstories for me to want to play them. But I do need to wind down to everybody. It's been a couple hours, 2.5 hours today. I'm not sure if I'll be back tonight. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Obviously, you'll see it go live on YouTube, or I'll also always put it up in Discord in the announcements channel for my streaming. There is a video scheduled for 8 p.m. Central tonight, which is the big bad boss fight. It's one of the owlbear encounters that we did on a live stream a few days ago, and I still need to go cut that fight we did yesterday, where I took out the spectator. I'm gonna cut that out and put it up sometime in the next couple of days. But I'm not going to do, there's no videos scheduled for this afternoon because I pushed 3 videos out this morning. So I just want to let people go watch those. So if you haven't seen the videos that came out this morning, I did a Baldur's Gate 3 guide on selling to merchants and how to use the barter system and everything else, how to list things as wares. So you can go check that out. And then I did a review of Star Trek Strange New Worlds Episode 5 of Season 2 and Foundation Episode 1 of Season 2. So go check those videos out, guys. If you haven't already done so, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Consider supporting if you can with a super chat. Plug in a $5 amount, $2 amount, whatever you can. Helps keep me on the air. Thank you so much for those of you who can and do. You can also join as a member. Thanks to those of you who are members and who are supporting. I put out a member video, I think it was yesterday. And you just reminded me I actually recorded a Homestead video for the Homestead channel. I'm going to go push that live right now as I finish. I'll share that in Discord. If you're not following along, let me drop a link to that for everybody so that you can go check that channel out. Because Chris and I do homesteading stuff, so you can go check that channel out. I'm literally going to go from this. I need to put the thumbnail on that other video and then push it live. It's already ready to go, so I'm going to go push that live now. Take a nap. More than likely, I'll be back this afternoon. Late afternoon, like say 4 o'clock or something, streaming for a few hours. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. Unless the storms roll through and knock me out. You never know. It can happen. Huge shout out to all of you for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I was very much a zombie when we started this because I was so tired, and I'm definitely exhausted, but you guys have kept me going, especially with the rant about crowdfunded games. Really chaps my ass. Thanks, Atlas. I hope I have a good nap as well. The neighbors quit their yard work about an hour ago, so I think I'm good to sleep. And I got to go change Chris's bandages on her fingers because she cut her fingers pretty bad today. So um, I still don't. I think when I went to the kitchen, I saw that the knife sharpener was out, so I think there was an accident with the knife sharpener. She hasn't told me how it happened yet, so. But I'm gonna go change her bandages. She got her thumb and her finger. It's not stitches nasty, but it's they're the type of cuts that it went deep enough that it like peeled back the top layer of skin, so she literally washed it all and then folded the skin back over, and it was still bleeding all over the place. So I gotta go change the bandages. See you guys. Thanks, Bublonia. Thanks everybody else. Have a good afternoon. Hopefully I'll see you in a few hours.